We in here, we live. Contender regime, boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? Another episode of Merlot Fridays, man. Let me make sure I got everything up and running and we good. Shout out to the brother Richard Dean in the building. What's happening? Appreciate you for pulling up, my boy. What's good? What's good? Yeah, I had the timer, you know what I'm saying, set a little back, but shit, we gonna go ahead and kick it off right now. Salute to my brother Grindworks Entertainment in the building. What's good? Jay Harris Too Real in the building. Phil J 508 in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's good, man? DJ Zion Love in the building. What's happening? You feel me? Appreciate all y'all for pulling up. You know, we got some boxing to talk about tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got a few things we got to touch on, man. See old Keith Thurman done, Keith Thurman done got him a date. You know? Keith Thurman back in action. Salute to the brother Walter Lee in the building. Yeah, look, Keefy back. You know what I'm saying? Old Keith. You know what I'm saying? I was telling my boy, I was like, man, it's gonna be kind of weird watching Keith without the hair, you know, cause we done seen interviews and stuff with the haircut and all that, but it's gonna be a little different though with him in the ring under the lights without the hair, man. That's gonna be tough. Salute to the Queen Amira J in the building. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I greatly appreciate it. Said who keep fighting? He's supposed to be fighting Mario Barrios. That's the news. That's what I've been seeing from a few, you know, credible sources. But we'll see how it play out, you know. But I really just want to talk about, you know, his return. We're going to talk about that fight for sure because that's the fight that everybody putting out there. And then we got to talk about what that might mean, what that might be setting up for the future for Keith Thurman, you know, for 2022. Because I think Keith Thurman going to have a pretty active 2022. I think next year is going to be, you seen how this year, especially the second half, how we had fight after fight after fight after fight. Right now, we kind of on a run with the boxing schedule. So much consistency, so much heat. To be honest with you, we really getting some nice matchups. So I think this momentum is going to carry over to next year. And there's going to be, I think it's going to be a real active and busy and competitive 2022. That's what I'm hoping for, and that's how things are trending. So, you know, we'll see what's going on. Say Barrios tough. Salute to my brother Skinny 2 Liddy in the building, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. Yeah, Barrios, you know what? I'm not mad at that matchup at all. I actually think that's a decent matchup. You got both guys coming off losses. Keith Thurman's last fight was a loss to Manny Pacquiao in the summer of 2019. And, of course, he got the almost a layoff for almost 3 years now. And you got Mario Barrios coming off of a KO loss or TKO loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. And, you know, this is his first fight at 147. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different things to consider with this fight. You know, this Barrios' first fight at 147. I really don't know how he going to look again. He coming off a loss, and it wasn't just any old loss. It was a stoppage loss. So, I don't know. But I think skill-wise and stylistically, it could definitely be a good fight. I think Barrios could definitely present some issues or challenges for Keith Thurman. I know Keith Thurman, even though he coming off this layoff, he gonna be tough for Barrios. He gonna be tough for Barrios. But I kind of want to get y'all thoughts on that shit as well. You know, see how y'all feeling about that matchup. Stephen Panfield in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Said Barrios get knocked out again. Damn. He get knocked out again just like that? Straight like that, huh? You know what I'm saying? No bullshit. Hey, he getting KO off top. You know what I'm saying? He getting KO'd off top. Mike Rhyme in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? You know what, man? I like Barrios. I really do. I think he got the skill to be a very solid fighter and a contender at 140 and at 147. Well, I don't know about 147. I still got to see that. But just judging him off of him as a fighter and his skill set, I think he got the skills. And he got a great coach. You know, Virgil Hunter got an excellent coach over there. And I think he can get better. He's 26, I believe, 25, 26. He's still young. You know, he can still get better. But in this fight, though, I don't know. He going to be in there with a seasoned veteran like Keith Thurman, former unified champion, a guy that's been at welterweight his whole career. He know how this division feels. He know how it feels to cut the weight, and he knows how it feels on fight night after he done rehydrated. You know, he know how his power, how motherfuckers react to his power. You know, he know how to take certain shots from proven and seasoned welterweights. I don't know, but I think it's a good comeback fight for Keith. I will say that much. I think it's a good filler fight for Keith just to see where he at, test the waters, test his skills, you know, test his sharpness, not necessarily his skills. You know, we know what Keith Thurman brings to the table in terms of skills, but I think this is just a good barometer just to kind of see where he at, see if he still got that hunger, see if he's sharp, you know, see what his conditioning and stamina like. Because Barrios ain't the type of guy that's gonna fold. He gonna get in there and fight. And if he can keep that jab popping, which he wasn't able to do versus Tank, because Tank essentially took that jab away. If he can keep that jab popping out there, he can make the fight interesting because he got power coming behind the jab with the overhand right. Got a nice little left hook. You know, he got some skills, man. So, you know, I can see Keith. If Keith ain't sharp, you know, this could be a upset alert. Robert Justice in the building. Salute. Said if he looks the way when he lost to Pac, and if he's worse, Barrios by KO. I can see that. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Keith not sharp, hey man, Barrios got a chance. If Keith not sharp, Barrios got a chance. You got a younger guy with fresher legs in a new division, with feeling like he got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? And this dude got power. We don't know what his power like at 147. Sometimes when guys move up, the power go down. Sometimes when they move up, it increases. You know? And I think that all comes down to the comfortability of the fighter in that particular division. Because I believe that weight cuts have a lot to do with guys' power, especially if they have been squeezing down to a division that they just don't belong in no more. That weight cut shit really does have an effect. So, you know, we'll see. Salute to the brother Tex Rock in the building, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. Said I will say this. Keith won't let you outwork him. You know what? I don't know. Mike Biggs boxing in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. I don't know. Because I kind of felt like he let Manny Pacquiao outwork him. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like Keith let Manny Pacquiao outwork him. I don't know. I love Keith Thurman, like the vintage Keith Thurman. He definitely had a motor. And that's one of the things that I liked about him. You know, he had that dog and that motor. Like, when it came down to it, he was going to throw big shots. He was going to get out there and let his hands go. You not going to... This one thing I can say about Keith. He not just going to fold up and not throw no punches. Keith going to let them bitches go. That's one thing you got to respect about Keith Thurman. He going to let them motherfuckers go. He going to throw big lefts and rights. One thing that I do want to see from Keith Thurman as an improvement, I want to see if he's incorporated the jab more in his repertoire. That's one thing I felt like Keith Thurman was kind of missing. I think if he would have used the jab a lot more in that Manny Pacquiao fight, would have made that fight a lot easier. Again, keep in mind, Keith Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao by split decision even after getting knocked down in the first round. So imagine, because he started boxing real good later on in that fight. Imagine if he incorporated that jab a lot more. In my opinion, Keith Thurman tends to rely so much on his power. He throws a lot of big lefts and rights. You know what I'm saying? Instead of mixing it up behind that jab. I would love to see Keith Thurman just use that jab just a little bit more. I think that'll make him even way more dangerous than what he is right now. He already a smart fighter. He got the ring IQ. Very intelligent fighter. You listen to him talk about boxing, he knows this shit. And he got the physical attributes. He's athletic. He got good hand speed, nice combinations, really respectable power. I just want to see that jab more. That's one thing. That's if I had one hang up on Keith, that'll be it. The lack of a jab. Said it's hard to have faith in Keith at this point. I think we'll all realize for certain that the old Keith is gone for good after this fight. Damn. My boy Tex Rock said he ain't got no faith right now in Keith Thurman. Man, you know what? Even though everything you just said is, it makes sense based off of what we've been seeing over the last few years. Everything you said makes sense. But I'm hoping that you're wrong. I'm hoping that you're wrong. Shit, I'm hoping I'm wrong because I share those same sentiments. I feel like Keith Thurman, he just ain't got that hunger no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I hope this is not a fight where he's coming back just looking for a check. And the reason, and we're going to talk about this shit being on pay-per-view too. That right there kind of alarmed me. I ain't going to lie to y'all. The fact that they talking about this fight is going to be pay-per-view, that really alarmed me. But I hope this isn't a fight that Keith Thurman is taking just because he need a check. Now, of course, he could have fought a Terrence Crawford or an Earl Spence Jr. or somebody else for a bigger check, right? So I'm leaning towards him actually taking his career serious again and taking on what he calls a get-back fight, a tune-up, just to kind of, get his feet wet again. And really, after that, start getting back into the thick of things as far as competition and fighting the best. That's what I'm hoping. But again, I wouldn't bet no money on Keith Thurman. I wouldn't, because he been so, like one of y'all said, man, sometime Keith, sometime Thurman. It's hard to call him one time now. He's sometimes now. You dig what I'm saying? So I agree with your brother. This fight right here is really going to show us a lot. Because in my opinion, if this is the old Keith Thurman, he need to go out there and stop Mario Barrios. Even though I respect Barrios and I think he's a skilled guy, but this your first fight at 147 and you finna go up against a seasoned guy like Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman ain't no old motherfucker now. He just 33 and he just turned 33. So he's still well and he's had a lot of time off. His body has had a lot of time to rest, recuperate, and hopefully he's been in the gym, keeping himself in relatively decent shape. So, if he's the old Keith Thurman, if he still got that hunger, man, I don't see anything physically that would stop him from being, a top elite welterweight. But this fight right here is really gonna show us exactly where Keith Thurman is on the outside and on the inside, but more particularly on the inside. You know what I'm saying? James Allen Cooper in the building. Salute. Said Thurman against everybody. Okay. Big Keith Thurman energy in the building. Yeah, man, I want to see those Keith Thurman fans come back out, man. Y'all need to, and I'm a Keith Thurman fan too. But everybody got like they hardcore fan base. I want to see those Keith Thurman fans come back out. Man, y'all need to go blow up his Instagram or something. Blow up his Twitter. Give him that energy again, bruh. Y'all got to do y'all job, man. Get that man that energy again. Get him back motivated. Tell him how bad y'all want to see him knock Mario Barrios out or whoever the hell they put in front of him. Salute to my brother D. Luckett in the building, man. What's good? Appreciate you for pulling up. Jaime Peralta in the building, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Salute to you. Rafe Don in the building. Salute. Said it's up to him. Got to see where his will at. I feel you. Said one time is no bueno. Now I feel y'all on that, man. I feel y'all on that. Hey, man, my brother Jay Harris Too Real said, get them likes up so we can spread the live stream, y'all. Hey, big facts. Y'all heard that, brother. Get them likes up, man. I appreciate it. Joey Foster in the building. What's good with you, my brother? Appreciate you for pulling up. But yeah, man, so that's the news. That's the word on the street, you know, as far as Keith Thurman fighting Mario Barrios. But I don't think that fight is signed, sealed, and delivered. But what I can say, from what I know, is that Keith Thurman is returning in January versus somebody. You know, but everything is pointing towards Mario Barrios. How y'all feel about that fight, though? Do y'all feel like this is a fight that could help Keith Thurman kind of get back to where he needs to get to? Do you think this fight does anything for Keith Thurman? Should he come back right away and fight a top guy? How y'all feeling about this fight? You know, I don't think the matchup itself is bad, but I don't know. I'm a little iffy on it. Tom Brown in the building. Salute. Barrios beats Thurman. He too inactive. Damn. Okay. Bruce Barton in the building. What's good? William Talbot in the building. Salute to you. Said, I hope Thurman tighten up that midsection. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thurman always a little soft to the body, man. You know. I mean, I've seen where Thurman was, you know, where he would be in really good shape. But I feel like towards the last few fights that he had, he was a little soft around the midsection. I don't know if that was just due to inactivity. Maybe he waiting too long to cut weight, trying to cut weight at the last minute. But he should have no excuse this time around. He been out the ring since summer of 2019. Salute to the Queen Lala D in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, he been out the ring for so long, man. Ain't no excuse to not be in shape. Ain't no excuse to not have all your ducks in a row, all your shit together. You know, it should be, cutting weight should be a breeze for Keith Thurman. Not to say that, you know, he's supposed to be bringing weight down this whole time, but you should, all this time you've been out the ring, you should at least be at a respectable weight. You know, Keith Thurman shouldn't be no more than 160 this whole time. You know what I'm saying? No more than 160. You know, some guy I know, for a lot of 47 pounders who are naturally bigger than that weight, 160 is like a money spot for them. 160, 165, that's like a money spot. Now, I know some guys are different. You know, guys that are coming up, that have come up from lower weight classes, you know, they be chilling around like 150, 155. Keith Thurman shouldn't be, all this time he been out, he shouldn't have been over 160. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to get down, he should be good to go. You know, you got to have your diet and everything on point, man, if you serious about that shit. Salute to the brother D Luckett in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said they said the fight was going to be on pay-per-view, be a pay-per-view fight. I don't like that. I got Thurman making a statement. Thurman is a better boxer than Mario. I agree with you 100%, my brother. That's one thing that had me scratching my head. That's why I put the post up on Instagram. I'm like, pay-per-view? Now, y'all know I don't mind supporting these brothers. You know what I'm saying? But things got to make sense at the same time. You got two fighters that's both coming off losses. That don't say pay-per-view to me. Now, if this was an undercard fight, if you put this shit, if y'all talking about putting this as an undercard fight on an actual pay-per-view caliber fight, all right, I can buy that. That sound good to me. But if you gonna make this a main event, these two guys both coming off losses. No disrespect to either fighter, but it's two guys coming off losses. That ain't pay-per-view. I need to see these dudes bounce back. You know what I'm saying? I need to see, like, and then it's Keith Thurman first fight back since summer 2019? No, you can't do that. No, we don't know what Keith Thurman gonna look like. He got a whole new hairstyle and shit. We don't know what he gonna look like out there. You know what I'm saying? And Mario Barrios, you know, he got the beats put on him by by a 135 pounder. This just ain't no pay-per-view fight. You know, we don't know what Keith Thurman gonna do with that new hairstyle now. I'm still trying to picture in my mind him in the ring under the lights with that haircut he got. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to see how that's gonna look. So they making a mistake on Keith's name. He lost his shine. Damn. Yeah, but I agree with you, D Luckett. I think Keith Thurman should win that fight. The closer we get to it, you know, I'm gonna go back and it's like I know what Keith Thurman brings to the table. It'll be more so me going back and just looking at film on Barrios. You know, I just wanna, cause I've seen film on Barrios. I've seen you know, a few different fights of his, but I wanna just really like see, kind of compare what he would look like versus a style like Keith Thurman. Because Keith Thurman's style is like pretty unique. That's one thing you can say about Keith Thurman, man. He got a unique style. You know what I'm saying? That you really can't put your finger on Keith Thurman. You know he gonna come in and throw big lefts and rights, but his style is he's deceptively fast. You know, he got good hand speed, but it don't look like them bitches coming fast. But he got some decent hand speed. Got good power. He throw a lot of looping shots. I think Keith is a little bit unorthodox. That's one of the things that I think that gives him an advantage over fighters. He a little unorthodox. Everything don't look like it's clean and sharp and crisp, but he really do be sharp in there. So, you know, I don't know how Barrios would react to that type of style and that type of experience in the ring. Yeah, he been in there with Tank, but I mean, Keith Thurman, this is a real welterweight right here. You know what I'm saying? You know? And then another thing that I was hearing that they're possibly trying to set up a Tank and Keith Thurman fight. Now, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but maybe they trying to do like, okay, well, we just matched up Tank with Barrios. Let's put Barrios in there with Keith and see what he do. Because, you know, they had the whole back and forth with Keith Thurman talking about he'll fight Tank and all type of shit. Leonard Ellerby saying Tank will knock Keith the fuck out and all type of shit like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Salute to the brother Mike Biggs boxing in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said this definitely, oh shit, I done hit something. He said this definitely ain't pay-per-view worthy at all. That said, it makes for good entertainment. I agree with that. He said, we don't know how Thurman gonna be, but I'll watch it because I love boxing. Keep working, contender regime. Salute. Hey, I appreciate that, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I agree with you, bro. I think this is definitely gonna be entertaining because no matter how you slice it, Keith Thurman is an entertaining fighter to watch. Even though he hasn't been getting KOs lately, you know that there's always a threat or a possibility that he gonna knock a motherfucker out. And if you look at his last few fights versus the top level, because I mean, outside of that Josecito Lopez fight, Keith has really only been fighting elite guys. He came out, he fought Sean Porter, then backdoored Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Scratched that. Came out, scratched that Josecito Lopez fight. Then he fought Manny Pacquiao. In those fights, he came out early in the fight throwing bombs. At least he seemed like he looking for the knockout. You know, so you're going to get action with Keith Thurman. And with Barrios, again, I like his style. I like his skill set. And he got power as well. And who's to say? His power might increase when he go up to 147. So I think it's definitely going to be an entertaining matchup. But, I mean, they gotta beef up that undercard, bro, just to justify the pay-per-view. Or, look, let me say this. I think they need to start, like, being more flexible with the pay-per-views. You dig what I'm saying? Now hear me out. You might get to a point where you can put every fight on pay-per-view, or at least the meaningful fights or the fights that have meaningful fighters attached to them. It may not be you know, two guys that are pay-per-view worthy, but you might have one star and then another guy that's like a tune-up or, you know, a decent guy, just a middle road type of guy. But when I say be flexible with the pay-per-views, I'm talking about the prices. You can't make this no $80 pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Make that shit like $5.99 or something. You feel me? Let me get it for the $6. Make that shit $9.99. I'll pay the 10. Let me get it for the 10. I'll throw a 10 in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, why it gotta be $80? I think they need to be more flexible with that shit. Especially with these fights that's not on that elite level. With these matchups that's not on that $80, $100 level. You can't make these bitches. Yeah. Salute to Nick J in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah. Make it. Why you can't do it $9.99? You know what I'm saying? $5.99. You feel me? I pay the $8. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. So at least you got the gate. You gonna make money from the gate. Cause you know people gonna show up to the fight. So you gonna get money off the gate. And you gonna get a little change on the back end with the pay-per-view. I know they're just trying to make a little extra money, and that's cool. I respect it. But at the same time, you got to be more flexible with these pay-per-views. And you know what? Them numbers going to go up too. You chop that pay-per-view number in half, and I bet you them buys go up. Them buys going to go up. I don't know, man. They need to have me in the front office. I'm telling you. They need to have me in the front office. Instead of doing shit, 200,000, you fuck around and do 800,000 or 600,000. You chop that pay-per-view number down. I'm just saying, especially for these fights that really ain't on that level like that. Said $9.99 and buy his flute CD. Hey, $9.99 and you get a CD of Keith Thurman in the living room playing his flute. That shit recorded on the iPhone. Said contender, who do we call? Man, we need to call somebody, get me in the front office, and I'll change the game for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the fans, you feel me? I'll change the game for us, man. You know, I love where shit going right now. But man, that's one thing that I think that we need. That got to be modified, in my opinion. You can't put, and I know like certain events and shit, like Floyd versus Logan Paul, that was $50. But I don't even count that. For the most part, these actual boxing events that be pay-per-view, they be charging $80, and I'm cool with that if the fight is worthy. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something that really shouldn't be on pay-per-view, man, make that be like, $15.99 or something. I pay the $16 for it. Salute to the brother Vigilante Cato in the building. What's good? Hey, bruh said $9.99 plus a piece of that vintage ponytail. And you get a strand, $9.99 plus you get a strand of hair. You know what I'm saying? They gonna send you a strand of hair in the mail. This is authentic Keith Thurman ponytail hair. You know what I'm saying? You can't get this nowhere else. Salute to the OG Mr. Mon in the building, man. What's good? Appreciate you for pulling up. Yeah, bruh. I think they got to do something to sweeten the pot. Said the Zone killing. You know what, man? The Zone I like what the Zone got going on right now. At first, I was a little iffy on their business model and how they were setting this shit up. But I like the fact that if they having a particular fight that you want to see, that maybe like a pay-per-view worthy fight, you can pay the little $20 and you good. You good for that whole month. You know what I'm saying? So you get that fight and you might something else might slide through later on that month and you good for the whole 20. So I like that. So they still getting their bread, but at the same time, they getting they monthly subscriptions, they yearly subscriptions, people who did that. And then you got people that's just sliding through for the month. For the 20, I get the fight that I wanted to see, and then I might get some extra on the back end. And the way boxing going right now, yeah, the Zone commentary is trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. But they business model, they own to something right now. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was a little iffy. I'm like, man, because they not really giving us no fights. So if you think I'm finna pay $100 for the year and I don't even know what I'm gonna get, hell no. You ain't finna just like rob me blind like that. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brother Mike Tanner in the building. What's good? My brother King Y in the building, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Salute to you. Said I want. You said I want a refund from them. Damn. Hey, I had to pay the 20 for the Devin Haney fight, but I'm gonna stick around for that Conor Benn and Chris Algieri. Let's talk about that. I wanted to touch on that. I'm gonna stick around for that Conor Benn and Chris Algieri fight tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got Conor Benn on upset alert. I think he wins the fight. I'm not saying he gonna lose, but I got Conor Benn on upset alert. Don't be surprised if he get outboxed. I'm just saying. I got Conor Benn on upset alert versus old Algieri. Said they didn't, or Mikey Garcia ass. And said they put Mike Garcia ass on pay-per-view after that long layoff and he lost. Yep, they did. They had him in there fighting some Spaniard that I ain't never heard of. Yeah, Lomachenko, that's gonna be decent. It's gonna be a lot of boxing on tomorrow, man. Yeah, the Lomachenko card gonna be decent. That's gonna be decent. I'm definitely trying to check out Big Baby Anderson for sure. But what y'all think about Conor Benn versus Algieri? Said Conor Benn wins by a 5th round TKO. That sound about right. That's what should happen. In my opinion, that's what should happen. But I just got this feeling. I got him on upset alert just because of how he performed in that last fight. And now I'm thinking that they corrected that shit in camp. But I don't know. I'm leaving the possibility of Algieri winning open for me. Algieri seems motivated. He looked like he was in incredible shape at the weigh-in this morning. Both guys looked like they was in shape. But I don't know. Salute to the big homie, Big Tex 33 in the building, man. I appreciate you for pulling up. Damon Bussy in the building. What's good? Salute to you. Salute to my brother Ricky Williams in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said, peace to the gods, contender regime. What's good, my guy? Talk that boxing 100, man. Hey, y'all go subscribe to my brother Ricky Williams, man. Always talking that good boxing over there, man. I appreciate you for pulling up on me. Said Algieri, a journeyman. Ben wins, but he's a small welterweight. Chris Algieri isn't a bum. I can see him winning. His footwork is really good. Anderson. Oh, yeah, and Keyshawn Davis on that Lomachenko card. Yeah, man. You know, Keyshawn Davis got him a long-term deal with Top Rank, back pro after testing his waters again in the Olympics. I'm anxious to see how Keyshawn Davis flourishes later on in his career or as he goes on in his career, man. I think that kid got a lot of talent and a lot of promise and potential. But yeah, I agree with y'all, man. Conor Benn, I think he should win that fight. He should win that fight. And, because he's the younger, fresher guy, the stronger, more powerful puncher, the more vibrant guy. And he's on the way up while Algieri is on the way down. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing is, man, I really didn't like Conor Benn's energy versus Adrian Granados. I didn't like the fact that he struggled to cut the ring off on a guy like Granados. Now, no disrespect to Granados, decent fighter, but he's not an outboxer. He doesn't have superb footwork. He's not a very good fighter fighting off of the back foot. I just didn't like his energy in that fight. I didn't like how he got frustrated with not being able to cut the ring off versus Granados. He's standing in the middle of the ring screaming and shit like, come fight me and shit. Like, no, he boxing right now because he know your ass can't cut the ring off. What the hell he gonna walk to you for? No, motherfucker, you finna come chase me. You gonna have to earn this victory. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all know anything about Chris Algieri, like the brother Jay Harris Too Real just said, man, Chris Algieri got some really good footwork now. You know, he got a nice jab. Even though he been stopped by Earl the True Spence Jr., nobody else ever did that to Chris Algieri. He put up a great fight versus Ruslan Provodnikov. Got knocked down 6 times by Manny Pacquiao, but he was able to finish the fight. You know, put up a great effort versus Amir Khan. I mean, this dude is experienced, and he been in the game, and he been through some tough situations. And I like stylistically, I like his chances in this fight. You know, now if Conor Benn is able, if they worked on this in camp, which I expect that they did, you know, I expected them to work on this in camp because that was a glaring weakness in his game that everybody's seen. And I think that's one of the reasons Chris Algieri took this fight is because of how much he had difficulty cutting the ring off versus Adrian Granados. Granados ain't even no dude you got to chase around the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, who chases Granados around the ring? Like, come on, that's, you know, that Adrian Granados is the dude you outbox. He ain't the dude that you chase around the ring. So you having trouble cutting the ring off with Granados, that's like, okay, that made me feel some type of way. I don't know, but we'll see though. We'll see. I expect Conor Benn to win because he's trending upwards, and you know he should be the stronger guy. And we don't know what Chris Algieri's legs is gonna look like at 37. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brother Big Tex 33 in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said, I know y'all already covered this, but this Thurman versus Barrios pay-per-view is about to be a flop like a motherfucker. Hey, big facts. Big facts. Salute to the brother Murray in the building. What's good? Now, that shit definitely gonna be a flop. But unless they do what I just said they need to do, is get creative and discount double check that motherfucking price. You feel me? Like, bring that shit down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do it for the $5.99. You know what I mean? Hey, we'll pay the $5.99. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it for the $5.99. Put it on pay-per-view. I'm fucking with that. But you not finna make me pay no $80 for that. 2 dudes coming off losses. Oh no, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? Ricky Williams say $29.88. Okay, you know what? Even though I think that might even be a little steep, I might fuck with it. I might consider fucking with it if it's $30. I might consider fucking with it. Even though I think for this particular matchup in this fight, you know, $30 might be a little steep. But I might consider it. You know what I'm saying? But if they trying to hit me with the $80 now, you feel me? I'm gonna have to do something else. You know? I have to do something else. You know what I'm saying? But I like that matchup though. I like that matchup. And I mean, I know they playing off of the fact that everybody want to see Keith Thurman come back. We all want to see what Keith Thurman look like. You know, I'm excited for Keith Thurman's return. He been out the game for too long. And we know what he brings to the table. You know, like Big Tex 33 said, it depends on the undercard. Now remember, I told you, they got to beat that undercard up. I would love if Keith Thurman versus Barrios was the co-main event. And then they put somebody else, like another big fight on there. Okay, now we in business. Now we in business. Now we talking about something. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they need to have me in the front office. I'm telling you. Now we talking about something. You know? But if you just gonna lead with that, and then you gonna give us, you know, your typical throwaway undercard fights, I don't know. Said Thurman wife tired of Keith spending her daddy money. Damn. She tired of Keith spending all her daddy money, man. She like, you supposed to be the one with the money. Goddamn. We just asked my pops for some money last week. Man, you need some money again? Nah, for real though. I hope he go out there and he put up a great effort, man. And I hope we see the old Keith Thurman. That's really what I'm hoping for, man. I just want to see the old energetic Keith Thurman. I want to see him with that dog, that energy, you know. And then after he go out there, he do what he's supposed to do to Barrios. I want to see him get on the mic and talk that shit. Talk that one time Keith Thurman shit, man. I don't care who you called out. Just talk that shit. Just talk that shit. Throw AB on the card. I like that. I like that. I heard AB talking about he want to come back, you know, but AB talking about he gonna call Eddie Hearn and shit. So seems like he trying to go fuck with the zone. But yeah, throw AB on the card, man. Put somebody on that motherfucker. They're definitely excited to see Keith back in the ring. Fingers crossed he looked like himself. Said fingers crossed he looked like himself, because if he does, the welterweight division just got more interesting. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. You know, we need Keith Thurman in the game, bro. Even though the way he was moving, a lot of people, including myself, wasn't really feeling how he was moving with the whole Earl Spence shit. You know, and then he out here acting like he never heard of Jerron Boots Ennis and shit like that. I didn't like that. You know, but at the end of the day, Keith Thurman is a great character. He's an incredible, you know, fighter. You know, very fun to watch. But he's a great character. And I think the game need Keith Thurman. The game need Keith Thurman, you know. He makes the welterweight division better. He makes boxing better, to be honest with you, when he's active and he's fighting. You know. Said, bet you Keith Thurman don't call out Boots. Oh, absolutely not. I wish I could do an interview with Keith Thurman and ask him, do you know who Jerron Boots Ennis is now? Hey, shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. I just seen an exclusive interview that he did with Jerron Ennis and his pops, Bozzy Ennis. And they touched on that. Blue Blood asked them about, you know, how they felt about Keith Thurman saying that they didn't know who Jerron is. And they was like, man, nah, he know. He know who the hell Jerron Boots Ennis is. You know what I'm saying? But he trying to play it off and shit. But I wish I could ask Keith Thurman directly, do you know Jerron Ennis now? Boo said, how'd you know I was on Showtime then? Yeah, like how you know I fight on Showtime if you don't know who I am? Said if he gets watched by Barrios, I don't want to hear shit. Scott Brown in the building, salute. Bruh, if he get watched by Barrios, dog, I'm done with Keith Thurman. In my opinion, if that happens, and I'm hoping it doesn't, but if that happens, Keith Thurman is, whether he continues to fight or not, Keith Thurman will officially be just some dude on YouTube doing interviews. I will not consider him like a boxer no more. I won't consider him, not like no disrespect, but what that would show me is that like he ain't serious about this shit no more. So I would just consider him as a commentator and then some dude who casually does interviews with Fight Hype and shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't consider him like as what I used to consider him. Because if that happens, that lets me know he ain't really serious about this shit. Because ain't no way he should get watched by Barrios. There's no way. I think the fight could be semi-competitive because Barrios, he brings a nice skill set to the table. And with Keith Thurman having his long layoff, both guys coming off losses, so you really never know how that's going to affect the fighter. Again, this is Keith Thurman's first loss. Remember, y'all, this is another thing that I don't think a lot of people are mentioning or considering. This is Keith Thurman's first loss. So we don't know how he's going to react coming off a loss. Some guys be totally different when they come off a loss. Even though they still that same good fighter, skilled guy, can still do all the same things and maybe even got better over the years, but we don't know how he's going to react to taking that L. We don't know how he's going to bounce back. We don't know what Barrios going to do. You know, that shit might make Barrios turn up to a whole nother level. Could do the same thing for Keith Thurman too, but at the same time, Keith Thurman been out the ring for almost 3 years. Said boxing the wrong sport not to take serious. You gonna die in that ring, literally. Yeah, man. You can't play with no boxing. You can't play with no boxing, man. You gotta be serious about that shit. Falcon Foot in the building. Salute. What's good? I like that name, Falcon Foot. That Thurman better not lose. Proves he's not ready for Crawford or Spence. Yeah, now he get beat by Barrios. I'm not even thinking about him fighting. I'm gonna forget about anything that got to do with Spence, Crawford, Bouts, Virgil Ortiz. He lose to Barrios. I'm forgetting about any potential big matchup with Keith Thurman. I mean, because this is just a guy that he shouldn't lose to. He just shouldn't lose to this guy. This is a 140 pounder that's coming up fighting at welterweight for the first time, and he's coming off a loss. He just should not lose to this dude. And if it's on pay-per-view at that, you can't get your ass whooped back-to-back on pay-per-view. That's tough. You can't do that. Slide and count in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Said that inactivity got Keith's abilities declining a lot. So much I don't see him champion again. Damn. Said next year gonna tell a lot about boxing. A lot in boxing. I agree. Next year, 2022, is gonna be very telling. Very telling. I expect action-packed, activity-filled, and eventful year of boxing in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Just the way this shit been trending in the last 6 months. And then again, we still having back-to-back fights. Like this weekend, man, we got multiple really decent fights. We got the Loma and Comey. Of course, y'all talked about the undercard on that fight. And you got Conor Ben and Algieri. But we also have, is the Quadritillo dude, the Earl Spence IBF mandatory, he fighting on that same undercard with Loma and them, right? And he fight, because he was top ranked, he fighting on that same undercard, ain't he? Dude named Quadritillo Abdukarov. I don't know how to say dude name. But you know that, if he win that fight, they talking about him being the mandatory. Well, he already the mandatory for the IBF for Earl Spence, but they talking about him being in position to possibly fight Earl Spence next. It's a lot of shit going on this weekend, man. So we'll see how they, and both of those guys undefeated, so I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he gonna win that fight. Said Donaire fighting on Showtime? Damn. Yeah, Abdukarov. Yeah. Ain't Abdukarov, ain't he fighting on the on that top rank undercard with Loma and them? With Loma and Comey? Salute to the brother D Luckett back in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said, what do you think happens if Mario wins? Does he get credit? Hell yeah. For me, he gonna get credit. For me, he definitely gonna get credit. And I think he should. There's gonna be some people that's gonna say, well, Keith Thurman ain't the same. He been out the game for a long time and all that shit. But that's a big win, man. For your first win, your first fight at 147, and you beat Keith Thurman, who only lost to Manny Pacquiao. Nah, man, that's a big fight. I mean, that's a big win. You said they fighting on Showtime? Okay. Oh, he PBC? I thought he was top ranked. Okay. So they fighting on the Donaire card. That's what's up. Yeah, man, we got a lot of shit going on, man. We got a lot of shit going on this weekend, man. But yeah, they talking about Quadritillo. Y'all know he's been the IBF mandatory for like over a year now, almost 2 years. And I've been seeing, I saw him fight Luis Collazo. And when that fight happened, that was supposed to be like a title eliminator to get in position to fight for the IBF. But Earl has been fighting like back-to-back big fights. Of course, we had the car accident and the pandemic and then the eye injury and all that shit. But in between that time, he unified with Sean Porter. Then he fought Danny Garcia, who was the mandatory for the WBC. And then he was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao or Yordenis Ugas, whichever one, you know, for the WBA title. But of course, that fell through. So I think the IBF has been allowing Errol Spence to like put that mandatory off for all this time because he been fighting big fights. He fought the mandatory versus Danny Garcia. He unified, and then he was gonna fight Manny Pacquiao. But the Abdulkarov, he's fighting tomorrow night, and they're saying that if he wins this fight, because he's the mandatory, if he wins this fight, then he's gonna be lined up to fight Errol Spence next. And you know, Earl is trying to come back February or March. So we'll see. We'll see if after this fight the IBF says fuck it. You know, they real sticklers about mandatories and shit. So we'll see what they do if they say fuck it. We're gonna mandate this fight. Either you gonna fight him or you gonna have to vacate the belt. We'll see how they play it. You know, but if that happens, I think that's a major thing in regard to how 2022 is gonna unfold. The fights that we want to see. We all want to see Spence versus Crawford next. Or unification with Ugas. We know that the WBA is forcing Ugas to fight in this random ass tournament versus some guys that ain't never did shit in the sport of boxing. You know, so Ugas is out the picture if we talking about unification. Then you got Spence and Crawford can fight next, but we'll see if the IBF mandates Errol Spence to fight the IBF mandatory after tomorrow night. We'll see. It's a lot of shit going on right now that's really shaping up our 2022 for the sport of boxing. It's a lot of shit going on. Said he fighting Cody Crowley. Yep. Real talk. And but he undefeated. I haven't seen Cody Crowley fight Mike Biggs boxing. I'm gonna go check him out. But from what I've been hearing, he pretty decent. So if Crowley wins, then that throws off the whole mandatory shit. Crowley would probably step up in the rankings, but he not gonna jump to the mandatory. You feel me? So that'll throw that whole shit. Abdulkarov gotta win that fight in order to get that mandate in order to fight Errol Spence next. He gotta win that fight. And from what I've been hearing and shit, that ain't no gimme. So we'll see. AMG Sports in the building. Salute. Said, are you covering all three events tomorrow? I'm definitely gonna try to watch all the big fights, all the fights that's going on tomorrow. And if I get a chance, man, I'll definitely do post-fight reactions to those. But if anything, I can just backdoor on Sunday, man, and we'll chop it up about what went down on tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely chop it up and talk about what went on, man. And hopefully this is as eventful as we expect it to be, you know. But, I mean, the way shit lined up, I expect tomorrow to be explosive. You got Ben and Algeria that's gonna happen overseas. That shit gonna be like in the afternoon. And then you got Showtime and DAZN putting on fights that night. So we'll see. Said Cody Crowley is a hidden gem at 147. I gotta check this dude out, man. I gotta check, cause I've been hearing some shit about Cody Crowley. I ain't never seen him fight. I gotta check this dude out. Man. Yeah, I don't do the UFC AMG. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell people on that last video I did about Tank Davis, I'm a casual UFC fan. You know, I ain't no real hardcore UFC fan. So if I got up here talking about UFC, man, that shit'd be disrespectful. I wouldn't even get up here talking about no damn UFC shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's disrespectful to the people that really know about that shit. You feel me? You know, I can't, you know, I got motherfuckers that I like from the UFC. And there's certain fights that I watch. But if I got up here talking shit about the UFC and like man, I can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my lane. You feel me? That ain't what I do. But shout out to them guys. I fuck with him. You know, but I'm just a casual. I can't really get up here and just talk that shit like that. You know, but I fuck with it though. But yeah, man, it's gonna be some shit going down tomorrow night though. It's definitely gonna be some shit going down. I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can. I really wanna who y'all think gonna win out of Loma and Comey? Do y'all think that's a competitive fight? Or y'all think Loma's just gonna blow him out the water? Said Comey getting stopped. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It seemed like Loma. Hey, it seemed like ever since he lost to Telefimo Lopez, bro, he been on that shit. Like he trying to touch something. You feel me? Like Loma trying to fuck something up. Loma trying to step on something. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love the energy that Loma got right now, man. He out there say he trying to fuck them boys over. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody saying Loma, yeah. Now, I think Loma finna go out there and do old boy dirty. He finna do Comey dirty, man. Said Josh Taylor versus Boots. Even though I fuck with JT heavy, Rebel Life Boxing in the building. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate you for coming through. What's good? Dars Creek deep in the building. Salute. He said he whooping ass and talking shit. Yeah, hey, Loma out here making statements. The way he whooped up on Nakatani ass, I'm like, bro, come on now. It seemed like Nakatani did something personally to Lomachenko. Like he did something to that man's family or something. Like, bro, he ain't had no business putting hands on that dude like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit was low-key kind of sad. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like, what this dude done did to you, bro? You feel me? Like, he really didn't have to do Nakatani like that, dog. And like, I'm watching that shit. I'm like, come on, bro. This shit right here, Rev got to stop this shit, dog. This shit getting ridiculous. He ain't have to do bro like that. You feel me? But Jerron Boots and DJ say he put hands, feet, toes, elbows on that man. Hey, for real. Real talk. But Boots and Josh Taylor, even though I like Josh Taylor, I think, I got Josh Taylor top 5 pound for pound. Think he's an incredibly gifted fighter. Love watching Josh Taylor. But Boots Ennis, man, at 147, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. The only thing I can say that Josh Taylor would have as some sort of advantage would possibly be experience. But then I just watched Boots Ennis on an exclusive interview with Blue Blood Sports TV today, and they talked about the fact that, man, this dude been fighting since he was in diapers. This dude been having boxing gloves since he was a little kid, man. This dude got 24 years of real boxing experience. He grew up in the gym. So I don't know how much that experience shit really gonna play a factor. I don't know, man. I think Boots will be a little bit too strong, too big, too versatile, too skilled, a little bit too much of everything. But I think that Josh Taylor, he ain't no hoe now. Josh Taylor ain't no hoe. He gonna go out, he gonna do his thing. Josh Taylor gonna do his thing, but I gotta go with Boots on that one. I gotta go with Boots, man. I just can't see, trying to think, I can't really see no ways that Josh Taylor wins that fight. I don't see Josh shining at 147, not with Bud, Spence, Boots, and Ortiz there. You know what? All 4 of those fights would be extremely difficult for Josh Taylor. So I think I gotta agree with you on that. I gotta agree with you on that. Nayam Ali in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. What's good? Say, yeah, he tore Nakatani ass up. Yeah, man. I was watching that shit, bro. I'm like, Loma, this how you coming? This really how you pulling up? You know what I'm saying? I know you feeling some type of way about the Lopez fight. You say you had the shoulder injury and shit. You ain't throw no punches for 6 rounds. I'm wondering, shit, if Loma still got it. Do he still got that dog? Do he still want this shit? Because I was a little iffy after that fight, but then he turned it up. you know, from round 7 on up. So I'm like, okay, Loma's still here. But then when he went out there and fought Nakatani, I'm like, hold on. This dude got a different look in his eyes now. So, hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this. Anybody that get in the ring with Lomachenko for the next 2 years is going to be hell. I'm going to say that. For the next 2 years, anybody that get in the ring with Vasyl Lomachenko is going to be hell. I'm going to just say that. It was like watching a piranha attack a salmon. Hey, bro, you crazy as hell. He said it was like a piranha watching a piranha attack a salmon. Hey, Jay Smith in the building. Salute. What's good? Hey, bro, y'all funny as hell, bro. Y'all funny as hell. D Lucky said Tank. I think Loma give Tank hell. Now I'm not saying that he gonna automatically win, but you gonna have to bring your best shit. If Tank gonna beat this version of Lomachenko, he gonna have to bring his best shit. I'm talking about he gonna have to bring. See, that's gonna be the night. Remember, I keep telling y'all when I say, see, y'all remember when I did the rankings for the top 10 pound for pound, and I did the rankings for everybody in the top 10. I did an honorable mention with Devin Haney, and Tank was the highest one that I rated. Out of skill for skill, he had the highest ratings. A lot of people was taken back from that, but that's just what I see on film and what I believe his ability is. But Tank, he showed you different things in certain fights, like the last fight versus Cruz. He showed you the boxing ability. Everybody talking about the fact that he didn't knock out Cruz, but nobody's talking about the head movement. Nobody's talking about the reflexes. Nobody's talking about the footwork. Nobody's talking about, you know, the lateral movement and all type of. I'm like, God damn, this dude Tank Davis, he can do it all. Then he shows you some different shit in the Barrios fight. And we already know he can walk motherfuckers down and punish them. We know he got power. We know he got time and hand speed. He got everything. That's going to be the night, if he fights Lomachenko, that would be the night where Tank has to put it all together on one night. 704 Joe in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. Hey, Dallas, Texas in the building. 100. Shout out to my brother 704 Joe. That would be the night that Tank has to put it all together. That's going to be the night where we see Tank. If he going to win that fight, he going to have to put it all together versus Lomachenko. Because this version of Lomachenko right now, this dude seemed like he got a hit list. Like he done wrote motherfuckers down. He was on Twitter. You know, anybody that put LOL, anybody that might have giggled or something, he like, oh yeah, I'm writing your motherfucking name down. I'm on your ass. That's how Loma moving right now. What the fuck he fighting Comey for? We know he finna spark Comey. I know he gonna spark Comey. But it seemed like Comey might have been giggling or something. Comey might have walked past him and said some slick shit. I'm like, why you fighting Comey for? I think he might have wrote Comey name down because he done said some slick shit, or he done looked at him wrong and he finna get on his ass. Because I can't think of no other reason why he fighting Comey. You know what I'm saying? So this version of Lomachenko right now, man, this dude, he moving a little different. He moving a little different. So I think Tank can win that fight, but he gonna have to put everything together for that night if he want to win that fight. And if they do a Lomachenko versus Lopez rematch, I got Loma, bro. I think Loma fuck around and stop that boy. I'm not even lying to you. I think Loma fuck around and stop Lopez in the rematch. Because it looked like by the 11th round, it looked like he was finna stop Lopez. Said Loma wants all TO's past opponents to prove a point. Okay. But shit, I don't see why I don't see why he would fight Comey though. I mean, shit, Lopez got him out of there in like the second round. I mean, he could have fought somebody else. He could have went and go try to fight Kambosos or something. But shit, I'm hoping Kambosos go ahead and link up with Devin Haney for the Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? The Matrix Reloaded. Hey, big facts. That's what I'm going to call that shit. The Matrix Reloaded round this motherfucker. You hear me? Said Loma can't take power shots. I think that's going to be key too. I think Tank can beat Loma. But he going to have to put it all together. I don't know how Loma going to react to that power. I don't know how he going to react to that power. You know what I'm saying? We see Tank knocking out real 140, 147 pound guys. I don't know how Loma gonna react to that power. He get hit with one of those left hands, man. I don't know. And that right hook nasty too. I said sometimes boxers get comfortable and need that L. I agree with you. I agree. Sometimes a L can be the best thing that happened to a guy. And that that goes back to what we were saying earlier in the show with this Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios fight. I don't know how these guys gonna react off of L. Sometimes that L make guys elevate their game, make them appreciate their position more, make them take their craft a lot more serious. But sometimes it can discourage them and make them feel less confident in themselves and things like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But for the great ones, I think those L's, you elevate. You get better. Loma versus Shakur 2022. I would love to see that. And you know what? Let me say this on behalf of that. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me say this right here. I want to see Shakur go ahead and get the Oscar Valdez fight. Now, I love the Shakur versus Chris Colbert fight. Love it. I love Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko. Excellent fights. But it sucks that we really want that fight to happen. Shakur versus Valdez. We know Valdez been ducking. We know he been protected this whole time. And I just feel like, damn, he getting away. You know what I'm saying? Like he's, we giving him an out type shit. But then again, these are great fights. These are great fights. So it's like I really can't complain. I really can't hate. Because truth be told, Shakur versus Chris Colbert is a better fight than Shakur versus Valdez. Shakur versus Lomachenko is a better fight than Shakur versus Valdez. If we being honest. But I just want to see bro get in there, fuck over Valdez, and then go handle business. Because Valdez got that coming to him. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. This man been ducking since 126. And on top of that, he be on them PEDs. I feel like any fighter out here on them PEDs, man, they deserve to get their ass whooped. So, I feel some type of way about that. But at the same time, man, I want to see Shakur versus Colbert. I want to see Shakur versus Loma. Those are excellent fights. Great stylistic matchups. You know what I'm saying? I think Loma Shakur, that's 50-50. Chris Colbert and Shakur, you can call that 50-50 too. Even though I lean more towards Shakur, it's definitely a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? If you really just think about it, it's, Colbert got a chance for sure. It's a great fight. So who you got in Shakur versus Loma? You know what? I'm going to take Shakur Stevenson. I'm going to take the younger, fresher, I ain't going to say more confident or more strong. I think both guys are strong, both guys confident, and I just talked about how I felt like the type of energy Loma on right now. But I got to go with Shakur. I got to roll with Shakur on that. I just think when it come down to it, when it get down, and then also Shakur is a southpaw, so a lot of those angles that Loma use to confuse motherfuckers and shit, that shit ain't gonna work on Shakur. That shit ain't gonna work on Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I like Shakur in that fight. I think it's 50-50 and it could go either way. But if you force me to make a pick, I gotta go with Shakur on that fight. You know, I like his ability, man. I like what he can do. I think when it comes to exchanging, not even necessarily exchanging, because Shakur is so good at controlling distance. It'll be interesting to see if Loma can break Shakur's distance. And Loma is one of the best fighters in the world when it comes to breaking distance. Loma is one of the best that's why that fight gonna be so good. Shakur's best attribute, in my opinion, is his ability outside of his ring IQ, because that's number one. But his ability to control distance and keep you at a certain, even if you got longer reach than him, he can keep you at bay to where he can hit you and you ain't really landing nothing clean or nothing significant on him. He should have the reach advantage versus Loma, but again, Loma is a guy, he's one of the best fighters in boxing at breaking distance. Crashing the pocket and breaking distance. Using footwork and weird-ass angles to where you think he out here, but he done made one or two half steps and now he right in your face. Now he right in your wheelhouse and he got every shot available to him on offense. Any shot that he want to choose from on offense, he got it available to him because he done made some weird-ass maneuver or angle, a half step here, a half step there. Now he right there in front of your face. He can hit you with a body shot. He can hit you with anything he want to. So that fight right there is going to be a chess match. That's going to be, if you want to see a high-level, top-of-the-top elite chess match, Shakur Stevenson versus Vasyl Lomachenko, that's a chess match. That shit gonna be on the highest level of skill if that fight happen. So, we'll see. And if you want to see what type of dog Shakur Stevenson, because I think Shakur Stevenson a dog. We know Loma a dog, but I think Shakur really a dog. If you really want to see the type of dog that Shakur got, you going to see it in that fight, because at some point, Loma going to crash that pocket and he going to have to fight with Loma. That shit going to be a chess match. That shit going to be a chess match. I would love to see that fight. As far as Shakur Stevenson and Chris Colbert, I like Shakur Stevenson out. I think that'll be like half chess match, half dog fight. I like Shakur Stevenson outboxing Colbert though. I think Shakur is a lot more disciplined than Colbert. You know what I'm saying? Colbert got a nice jab though, which could give Shakur some problems, but we'll see. Said Shakur won't be able to use that half step back and lean defense on Loma because he'll get close distance and force a firefight. Yeah, that's one of the issues that I think he'll have. Like, that's one of the things that if I'm a Shakur Stevenson fan and I'm going into that fight, you know, and I'm rooting for my guy and I'm like, man, I don't want to see this dude take no L. Like, that would be one of the things that I would be afraid of. Loma's ability to crash the pocket and break your distance. That's one of the things that I would be very like worried about that. Maurice Bridges in the building, salute. Linwood Hall in the building, what's good? I would be extremely worried about Lomachenko like crashing the pocket on Shakur Stevenson and breaking that distance. Because that right there, like Shakur, he has good head movement, but he don't really have to use it a lot because his distance control is fucking immaculate. That shit is impeccable. But a guy like Loma, he can break that shit. And then at that point, you gotta fight. What you gonna do when Loma is chest to chest with your ass? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do then? I think he gonna have to be able to tie Loma up real good. You know, I ain't talking about egregiously holding all night, but I'm just saying, like, at certain points, he gotta be educated with it. Like, when Loma get in that bitch and start trying to go, when he break the pocket, tie his ass up, reset, and get back to working your shit. You know what I'm saying? Work your shit, get your shit out, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Bring that right hook, you know, throw that straight left, throw that overhand left. You know what I'm saying? Loma try to crash the pocket, tie his ass up, let him know, motherfucker, I'm stronger than you. Push his ass back, reset, and keep getting your shit off. That's how he gonna have to play it. But if he ain't strong enough to do that, he gonna have a problem. So we'll see. Yeah, he gonna have to come forward on Loma too. I agree with your text, right? He gonna have to come forward. He gonna have to come forward. Salute to the brother Linwood Hall coming through in that super chat, showing love. I appreciate it, my brother. He said first time here, bruh. 757 Semper Fi. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, dog. Shout out to you, man. Salute. Salute. Said Loma put his ass in that phone booth. Yeah. That's one thing that I'd be worried about in that fight. If I'm Shakur Stevenson, that's probably like the most major thing. But I say all that to say this. I believe Shakur is one of those guys who can handle it. I think he can handle it. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of people feel like Shakur don't really got power. He don't got enough pop. I actually believe that Shakur got decent power where guys respect it. You know, so I don't think it'll be a situation where Loma will be reckless in that fight, because if Shakur lands some clean stuff, and Shakur is one of the most accurate fighters in boxing. Check his CompuBox numbers. Shakur Stevenson's his connect percentage is very high. So, you know, he's accurate, he's sharp. You know, and when you got a guy like that that's landing clean, accurate shots on you, man, you know, that shit could pile up. Says Shakur spar Crawford on a regular, he ready. Yeah, and that goes back to pedigree. They go back to pedigree. HBCU spotlight in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. What's good? I agree with you, dog. Like, you know, with that goes back to pedigree. Shakur being in the ring, like this dude, you know, been around Terrence Crawford. Incredible pedigree. Like really getting mentored by Terrence Crawford. It ain't too many fighters that's, if you can hang around a guy for an extended period of time, see what they eat, see how they move, see how they work out, spar with them, work out with them, see what type of things they do that make them great. It's not too many guys that you can put above Terrence Crawford who you can pick to hang around and see how they moving and shit. Terrence Crawford is at the top of that list. And that's a guy that he can go back to call, get information from, go work out with, spar. That's priceless. Also working with, he got a great coach himself. You know what I'm saying? Coach K. But then also working with Bomac, being in there with Jamel Herring. You know what I'm saying? Also having tutelage from Andre Ward, you know, and then he's also, you know, has a relationship with Earl the True Spence Jr., another very skilled southpaw. You know what I'm saying? So these are like, that's pedigree. That type of shit you can't, like, you got to really come from that. That's real pedigree right there. And I think a lot of times that shit be separating decent fighters or good fighters from the great ones, the ones that really got that pedigree. You know, people talk about experience a lot of times, but it's not necessarily how long you've been doing this shit, but it's the caliber of work that you done got while you been in the game. The type of knowledge and energy that you done got while you been in this shit. That's real pedigree right there. You know what I'm saying? He come from a long line of you know, greatness. So I think Shakur will be ready. But we'll just have to see. L. Twan Hawkins in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? But look, I'm finna go ahead and get on up out of here, man. Look, I appreciate everybody that came through. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that super chatted, everybody in the regular chat, chopping it up, interacting, man. Appreciate y'all. Hey, we got some good boxing coming on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Great fights, great matchup. So I'm definitely going to tap back in with y'all. I'll probably do some post-fight some immediate post-fight reactions tomorrow. And then depending on how the night go, shit, I'll fuck around and go live Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning. So we'll definitely chop it up, man. I want y'all to have a great weekend. Be safe out here. You know what I'm saying? Said DJ said come through tonight if you can. Me and Boxiana going live 9:30. It's gonna be on your channel, DJ, or y'all gonna be on Trill Boxing? DJ, y'all gonna be on your channel or Trill Boxing? Let me know, cause I'll pull up. On yours? Okay, bet. I'm gonna definitely check you out, man. So look, y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. Contender regime. Boxing. I'll holler at y'all.